Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of the Bring the Heat podcast, and we're back here again. For those of you who may not know who we are, my name is Joe, otherwise known as Quick Draw. I'm joined here by Tom, otherwise known as Bones, or Bones Only, as people call him. Okay.
Or Boner.
Boner, whatever you call it. We've got Reese, Huzzy over there in the corner as well. And then we've got the old Boot Bap sitting on the other end of the camera, stuck in New South Wales again. So, hydrate yourself, Tony.
Let's go, baby.
Alright, so to start off this episode of Bring the Heat, we would just like to basically say recently the esports world has been rocked a little bit with the passing of Michael Kickstar Stockley, who is a well-known individual in the Rainbow Six community. We do send our condolences to his family and loved ones as well at home. Michael did bring a lot of genuine enthusiasm and also deep knowledge to every Rainbow Six broadcast, and he has become a major part of both the Siege and esports community as a whole. So to start off this episode of Bring the Heat, we'll be having a minute of silence to honour Michael. We have got a couple of nice topics this week. So we've had a little bit of an update on the NA LCQ since we had the discussion last week. And
what a shit.
Holy shit, have the boys dodged a bullet.
Man,
what a clusterfuck this thing has been.
Fuck?
Tony, I want to hear from you because you're our local Valorant veteran. You know the scene better than everyone else, and you also love to just watch this burn constantly on Twitter.
Yeah, dude, the fucking timeline of this shit was absolutely fucking insane. I had the day off. I didn't have to work, thankfully, that day. But holy heck, there was so much drama going on. Of course, you know, as you've said, and I think we agree that, you know, Chiefs and Order kind of dodged a bullet. Of course, I believe first day, there was a tactical pause, there was delays, technical issues, so much things that were going on. And as well, I believe there was a clutch at one stage where the server just died. Mid-game, server just conked out, and they had to, like, remake, and it was just absolutely...
Yeah, it was a proto. 1v2. Poor guy had a 1v2 ahead of him, and he lagged into a wall, and the whole server stopped for 5 seconds. And then after that 5 seconds, one of the Rise players just flicked back, looked at him, and killed him. And it's like, what the fuck just happened?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Valor, precise gunplay.
It's kind of ironic, isn't it?
So
because
what servers are they playing on?
NA
They're
servers.
playing online.
Online.
They're playing online NA.
Not zero ping.
At a LAN.
Yeah.
They're playing online at a LAN.
No zero ping.
I
It's
think
all
the
online.
Valorant producers and technicians forgot what LAN means.
Yeah, that's literally everyone was thinking the same thing. Because if you think about this, they don't send the Aussie guys over there, dodged a bullet, and then all the NA teams rock up and they expect to play on a LAN, and they didn't even get told until that happened that they were actually playing on an online server. I don't know how they didn't realise though, because normally when you click tab, you normally see the ping on the side, so I'm a little bit confused as to, I guess,
Well,
like...
Some people have
Maybe
been
the-
showing up in their settings anyway.
I was gonna say, maybe they had like 1 ping, 2 ping, because they're like literally next door to the servers.
Because that was a packet loss thing. That wasn't a ping thing, that was packet loss.
Oh yeah, that's just a server's just shit. So,
Yeah.
like, that was insane, because basically now what's basically happened is Riot has released 3 separate statements on this entire thing, and honestly, each one is as bad as the next. Like,
So we'll go through them, actually. We'll give them a readout. So yeah, the official statements that came out, the first one that came out was quite a doozy. Says the health and safety of all involved with LCQ is our greatest priority. All players and staff participating in LCQ have been and continue to be tested for COVID-19 per Riot Games and LA County health guidelines for in-person events. After receiving several conflicting test results and an abundance of caution, we have decided to pause the competition for today, and while we reevaluate how to safely resume the LCQ. That was from Chris Greeley, head of Esports at NA in Oceania. Now, I get like they got the regulations. That's what I said, Oceania.
Wait, that region exists?
What's those?
That exists?
Yeah. So, like, I get like, yeah, they've done their guidelines and whatnot, but some of these players had COVID before they went. They didn't get it there. Some of them had it when they arrived. So obviously I get like with the false negatives, like it's 20% chance or something like that for a false negative or a false positive, or one of them.
If you have numerous tests.
False positive.
They would have had to quarantine first. Or do they not do that?
In America, they don't.
No, they don't quarantine.
They really are brain dead.
Yeah. So any international team.
We're good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Any international team had to quarantine.
There's no international team. They're all America. Unless they come from Canada or any. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Canadians would have to
because they're crossing the border.
Yeah.
They would have to.
Yeah.
But I was going to say most of them were NA-based teams, though.
Most, yeah.
Canada's included in.
Well, I mean, most players who are from Canada typically play in a house in NA anyway, but
Yeah.
Either way, so like, it's a bit rough. I think that they're trying to blame, or they're not trying to blame. They're trying to put it towards, they got it while they're here, but they had it before they went. That was already proven.
Yeah. Okay. Tony, what does the second one say?
I'm assuming this is the one about the Thursday matches. We've decided to postpone Thursday's matches as we continue to try and implement solutions that will allow the LCQ to continue safely without compromising competitive integrity. We will update the community with additional information as it becomes available.
So this is basically after the Proto's little mishap on the server, I'm pretty sure, and they released that, which, well, they say try and figure out what's going on. How hard is it just to get, like, they did it in Reykjavik, so it's like,
yeah,
I don't know why.
I'm confused, honestly. Like,
the key word is compromising competitive integrity, because...
What do you mean, competitive integrity? They're the ones ruining the fucking competitive integrity.
What do you mean, they're going to turn on a mic?
Exactly.
It's pretty hypocritical. Like, that's not fun.
Yeah, they should just put them into the NALCS setup. Like the League of Legends setup that they had. They had 5 each side.
I was going to say that they've joined the clients. Like, they're the same client now.
Yeah, so... What?
Easy.
How hard is this?
And then basically there was another one which came out, which is 2 days ago, basically the final straw, which basically said, given the events of the past few days, out of an abundance of caution with the health and safety of all involved being top of mind, we've made the difficult decision to postpone the event until further notice. Player and staff safely maintain our top concern as we navigate the current situation. We share the community's disappointment and we're working diligently to transition the LCQ to an online event, similar to how the VCT matches earlier this year operated, and resume play as soon as possible to send our final team to the Valorant champions. Fuck you, Riot. Honestly, with that.
It's a big throw on the face.
Literally, let's make a LAN happen. We're playing it online at the LAN. Fuck the LAN, we're going back online. Mind you, all these teams have to fly back to boot camp for, I think, 2 weeks preemptively, then play the remainder of the quals. As to the bracket won't even get reset out of this, so I think some teams have done horribly by this. So teams...
Wait, they're not resetting the bracket?
No, they're not restarting it. Like, they're starting from the position they're in.
So the teams that were affected by the lag and all that.
Yeah, so LG's been shafted, V1's been shafted, Rise has been shafted, 100 Thieves still in their position as you'd expect, FaZe still in their same position as well.
But those teams that got shafted, they're high contenders.
Yeah, like V1's definitely a top team in NA. And what the fuck is happening?
I think XSET's been done wrong as well.
I think everyone's
Poor XSET.
Because the 2 teams on top of FaZe and Thieves are meant to, I guess, give it a whirl would have probably been XSET, and I think alongside them probably Luminosity as well. Because those were the 2 better teams going into it. Because V1 had a change before entering, and Rise is not up to par as what we have seen so far. They haven't really had the greatest from what they were playing, but again, it was all online technically, so it's like, I don't know how I feel about it. It's just, I think it's just disgusting on Riot's behalf and how they've.
So Gen G also have to play the lower round.
Yes.
Yeah,
now
that's
online.
the thing as well. Gen G also got hard done by.
Yeah.
My biggest thing right now is the sponsors. Imagine paying, some of them are paying a lot of money.
Hundreds of thousands, most probably.
Yeah, if that. And now they're going, oh yeah, no, we're not going to have your stuff posted all around our stadium and, all your stuff, being shown on display.
Yeah, but cheers for your money.
Yeah, but I reckon that's going to cause a massive upset, and I think Riot is in for a bit of a roadshow with some lawsuits.
I reckon I will see something come out of it on that.
They need conversation to start things off. I reckon the teams need some form of conversation because I don't even know, because the teams have to fly back in boot camp. This is the orgs having to pay for that as well. It's not even Riot doing it, so it's like,
You might see some sort of, I don't know, payout sort of thing from Riot.
Yeah, I doubt it.
There'll be damages.
Some money to shut up, really.
Yeah.
Slide, a couple of cash on the side just to make them shut up for a bit and then play it out online. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Riot just need to fix their shit. Like, I know the league side, beautiful, doing very, very well.
It's being run by people who have been in the scene for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
But
while with Valorant, you've got, I think one of the guys that was shown, he was meant to be like one of the heads, like one of the higher ups. He couldn't be over 23 years old. I can't remember who.
You get a college degree like you're in Australia. You get a university degree. Oh,
but like,
I've done my yards.
No, I'm thinking, like, realistically speaking, you should probably be hiring people who have had FPS organised industry, like not just specifically Valorant, but whether it's Siege, whether it's CS. Plenty of people are available doing that.
Oh yeah, like
especially in NA, like that play, you have more people.
Get Halo. Get the Halo guys in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Halo, the CS people. There's not much CS going on really.
NA CS is fun.
Yeah, like so.
It's dead.
Why aren't they bringing these people over who are highly experienced in, from all matters of production to hosting to actually, managing and setting up all the tech, and bring them over?
You could even steal people from Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
From the production value, because of the way that has all changed over the last 3 or 4 years. There'd be people with huge amounts of experience.
Yeah, I think Riot really need to reevaluate who they've got on.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I think really, speaking of Riot as well, heading into, I guess, like our second topic on those lines, we have got a little bit of a chat about, I guess, behaviour and toxicity within esports, because there has been a couple of, I guess, incidents that have happened recently, and on top of that, a couple of changes in some games to, I guess, kind of combat that or test how things are going, because Riot has basically made the change in League. They're getting rid of the game chat completely, so you can only use voice chat with your teammates. Yeah. I personally think they're trying to replicate what CS did originally back in the day when they cut the half-time chat between the matches, because people used to just get constantly abused within that voice chat for about, I think, 30 or 35 seconds.
Call of Duty lobby style.
I'm talking like
Call of Duty lobbies.
full on just abusing people. And on top of that, as well, I don't know, like even Call of Duty as well recently, they're trying to introduce a new anti-cheat, but let's be real, they never had one to begin with. It never worked very well, did it?
Well,
They didn't have one at all.
They did have one, but the whole system worked off. You have to report them, and then we'll then review it. Maybe later.
Yeah. So it's a Twitter verification system.
Essentially, yeah.
So the way it worked in Call of Duty was like they could see all your games. They always had a game file and they could watch the games.
Okay, so it's more like CS's.
It's a theater mode basically.
I watch.
Except the robot, looks over it.
Yeah, they scan
and will determine if it's sus enough.
Skits again at this point, just flipping around. Nah, he's legit, man. One guy just tapping a headlong right. Nah, he's done. Leave him.
That's the same thing. Like there was a clip of Symphony from Call of Duty. Like everyone thought he was cheating, 100%. He got reported. I reckon it was like 100 times or something within the one lobby. 150 people, 100 people reported him, and he got banned on his account. And then the guy from Activision checked his computer. There's nothing on his computer that's gonna help him. His aim is just that cracked.
Wasn't he a controller player?
No, he was keyboard and mouse.
Was he?
Yeah, it didn't miss.
Okay. I thought it was a controller player. The way he thought he was around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like, what is the need for these people to be toxic? That is my biggest question.
Let's just, I guess, like put this into perspective. Who are the main culprits for toxicity, right? Because not including Ginger's Tom.
He put his hand on it.
That's why they're getting rid of the old chat. Probably because of me.
I mean, you can yell at your teammates, alright?
I was gonna say I almost got permabanned on my main account on League. I was that. So I'm all about getting rid of this old chat. I'm all about it.
Just accepting ourselves, so we're just already admitting things. So Tony's abusive little shit.
I think Tony's position of fury just came to an end.
That's why I haven't played League in like 4 years.
Yeah, but like, if you're gonna say who's the main culprits, at the top of the list, I'm putting children, just straight up. I think the whole, I hate the whole persona for kids between 10 to 16.
No, but they picked it up from somewhere.
Yeah, that's where it comes in though, because you got the other people on there. So
I think streamers, like some League streamers are pretty like unfiltered in what they say.
It's that they've watched or have been introduced to someone who's probably in their early 20s or whatnot, or late teens, and they've just gone dropped every word possible, and these kids are gone,
I'm gonna mimic
that's fun, I'm gonna do it too.
I'm a parent, I'm gonna mimic what he says.
Yeah, and so it's now just cascaded. Yeah, you're to blame. It's now just cascaded off to.
Tom's so guilty. Look at him.
Essentially, like,
I feel that.
if you look at the Fortnite scene, really, it's a really good example of it.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like, from what I've seen recently on Twitter, obviously there's been a bunch of stuff with a lot of women getting harassed as well in games.
Oh yeah, I've had enough of that.
Yeah,
If you do that, you deserve to be curb stomped.
Even
just saying.
That's a bit far. Just break their knees.
Yeah.
Curb stomp on the knees.
Sweep the knees.
break their knees, hit the curb,
Get the wrench
Run
out.
them over with a car.
Like,
take 10.
anyways, there is no need for it. What do you get from being toxic? If anyone here has ever been toxic in a game, I actually want you to leave a comment and give me a reason as to why, a legitimate reason.
Okay, can we just, since we're on this topic, can we go around and just have I guess more so admitting something minor. I'm not saying like you've done any weird sketchy shit, but I'm just saying let's have this as a bit more of like a therapy session.
An open forum, huh, Joe? Like a
Tony,
admission of guilt, huh?
I know you get pissed off in Val because it's either your teammates are shit
or your shit.
Yeah.
That's the later one. We all know it.
We all know it's the second one.
So you're asking what have I said in League all chat that I should potentially?
No, I'm saying why have you done that?
Because people are dumb. People are absolutely dumb. I think it comes from like a point where I'm just like, I'm disappointed in myself, but I'm not gonna show everybody else on my team that I'm that way.
I'm gonna blame it on everyone else.
Yeah, it's a deflection mechanism.
I couldn't hold that side.
Well, that's also like it's a young person thing to do. Deflection is like shit. When I was 13, deflection is always the way to go. Whether it bullies or parents or just online gaming. No, it's not me. I swear, I didn't eat the cookies. Whack.
Yep.
That's acceptance, because I think for the most part as well, there are some situations though where people they don't.
You're right, Tom.
I was just over here in the corner, just go like, "Why am I here?"
Like, you guys got to remember, I've got quite a few years in here, so I come back from the days where the wooden spoon was a punishment. I'm not meaning like
I had the wooden spoon.
No, I'm not talking about something like this little tiny.
No, I'm talking like
you get beat.
Yeah.
You just get beat.
My old man.
I had a paddle from a canoe.
Yes, my old man had this massive wooden jar of spoon, and I mean like it was massive, like chunky thing.
The fuck you cooking with that?
Nothing. It was just like an ornamental thing he found at an auction, and he's like,
something to beat people with.
That's what the
look, this is back in the 90s,
It's
man.
like when you sell a product, it's just like the jar of spoon, conditions, whack people, secondary, assault someone, third one. It's just like, why are you purchasing this?
It's like that infomercial, the ultimate parenting tool.
But nonetheless, going back to the.
So let's go to Joe now. What's your most toxic moment?
Oh, I think honestly, as someone who used to IGL in games, whoever wouldn't fucking listen to me, I would just go off. Tony would.
Yep.
Tony's had his moments, and he's in power as well. Back in the boat, I used to just not abuse, but really drill into them because they wouldn't fucking listen. That's my pet peeve when it comes to that. You have someone who's meant to be trying to lead someone.
Hey, Tony, can you smoke short? Yeah. 30 seconds later.
30
Tony,
seconds
why is it
later,
short smoked?
On top of Cat, and I'm just like, what the fuck has happened? Tony's just like, yeah, I smoked short. It's like, no, you didn't.
No, you missed. You missed.
You completely missed. Even Tom probably experienced that as well.
Just Tony and smoke don't work.
I think going from the IGL standpoint, because I IGL in PUBG.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty fucking good. I used to make calls at that to the exact point, and the time my team would never listen to me triggered the shit out of me. And that's probably where I got known for being really toxic, because I would literally just, instead of yelling at people, I would quite literally take my headset off and go for a walk. Because if I stood there, some words were going to come out, and they were not going to be nice.
You naughty boy.
No, it would have been, F this, F that. Yeah, I would have just gone off.
You're naughty, you tease me.
It's not very nice.
Yeah, no,
but even going back to like MMOs I think are
this
the worst for me.
That's what started on MMOs just yet, right?
Do your goddamn job, you bloody tanks.
You go into a dungeon and they're all just sitting there, just going like, "What am I meant to do?" And they're just walking around.
So, some guy's like, he's pulled out a bow.
I think for me, it became a bit more elitism because I played like the top 10 in the world at one point.
Okay.
In what?
Wow. Yeah. I was on the top 10. I was a top 10 warlock in the world in PvP and PvE.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah. I would play. I would get home from school and I would be on till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's fair. I used to be like with COD, so.
Yeah, I used to know
the strategy and then the stupidity.
No, hold up. I was very smart at COD, right? I knew how to glitch.
I shoot things with a controller, aim lock, bang.
Yeah. But at my younger ages,
you never know.
At my younger ages, I used to just abuse people I used to PvP with. I would have macros, just spamming fucking just absolute slurs in the general chat while doing 2v2s or 3v3s.
You're better than that now.
Oh yeah, no, don't do it anymore. Yeah. I just do it on the mic now. It's easier.
I reckon. I'll say mine. It's mine. Obviously, I don't think it's that bad, but born and raised in friggin' S&D lobbies and Call of Duty. Good old MW2 days when I'm like 8 years old, telling people that you can dolphin dive off the side of the map IRL.
Jesus.
As an 8-year-old, it's even funnier. All right. So that'd be my worst.
The phase is gone.
Yeah, no, the phase is gone.
But bottom line, when you're younger, listening to people who are doing it, you think, "Oh, that's cool. Let me do it myself."
Now I think I was just a little. I would love to kick my own head.
And then 10 years later, you're like, "Holy shit, I was a moron."
Yeah, I would love to put the boot to my own head back like 10 years ago. To go, shut the fuck up. Actually, hang on, 10 years ago. Hang on, 15, 16, 17 years ago.
Like, shit, I was
I was like 10 years ago. Wait, I was 17, 18. Oh, shit.
Like 20.
Don't hide your age here as it's exposed.
Hey, listen, so I guess more so than not, don't be toxic.
Don't be mean.
That's what we're getting at. Don't be a prick, guys, alright? We need more nice people in the scene, especially here, because there's not,
I mean, there is a few.
And if you're playing professionally as well, if you're known as a toxic one, how many actual, A-level toxic people have got into A-tier teams?
Rooster.
A lot.
Rooster.
Tony's just like, yeah.
No, we're not talking about OS. Because OS, honestly...
You're talking about,
OS best teams are B-tier at best.
Mo. That's it. That's the headline. Nothing else.
There really isn't many.
Oh, no, I could think of a few, but I'm not going to go there.
But they don't stay in those orgs, do they?
No.
No.
Brand reputation.
They're completely different now, the way that they are.
Because they've realised, oh shit, I'm not going to catch a bag if I'm constantly toxic.
No, they just got put in their spot by 16-year-olds. That's what happened.
Yeah. There's always a sharper 16-year-old out there.
Yeah,
exactly.
When coming from a competitive standpoint, if you want to get into those A-tier teams, fix your head, honestly.
Don't be a prick.
Yeah, just don't be a prick.
Don't be a
Don't
prick.
be me.
Don't be Tom.
Because you'll never make it. I can guarantee you that. You will never make it. And people think, orgs don't talk to people. There is literally a Discord filled with most OC org teams in it. They all talk to each other.
You're in Blacklist?
No, I'm not even going to lie. We've done that, but there has been players who've said that before. But I think the other thing as well, if anyone does have issues regarding, I guess, bullying, harassment, anger management stuff, there are people out there that help.
Oh, there's
as well.
people that
We'll put some links in the description when we upload this episode, just with a couple you can go to, just so you have something to refer to.
Definitely. 100% use them. Look, I've used them myself, and they're great. 100% would recommend.
Oh, one thing on that, I just want to put out. If you're in school still, counsellors, they help you out.
They're actually awesome.
Everything like that. Like, school is there to help you, even though you might not like school.
You might not like school, but the teachers you actually have to deal with, they're actually very good people when you get to know them. Like, I know when I went to school, my teachers were like, they were always there.
Yeah.
Also, have you seen
I had some great teachers. I won't tell the stories of my teachers because,
listen, you're from like the 1900s where your teachers would have gone, unlucky, they would have just cracked you over the...
Yeah, you're still wearing chainmail going to school.
So because I was in a bad neighbourhood and didn't want to get stabbed?
Alright, moving on. Alright, we've had a good chat. We've got our first segment, boys. Tony, do you know what a hot plate and a hot take is?
Well, I definitely know what a hot plate is. It's what I used in my college dorm room to cook bacon and eggs of a morning. So.
Yeah, well, today we get
I was going to say to heat up your wraps and barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that too.
Today we get to cook some wolves. So, basically, for those of you who don't know this segment, because it's another newbie, it's coming.
Later.
We got a new segment, hot plate for a hot take. So, basically, this is the hot plate. We have something we put onto said plate, and that's why we just roast the shit out of it, to put it simply. Today's topic, direwolves. Is it too late for them to return to their former reputation?
Fuck yes.
We'll go into a bit more detail on it.
Now, we'll start things off, Reese, if you kind of just want to, I guess, touch on it briefly, because there's been a lot of shit going around with them. There's been some good things that have actually come out recently, but I would argue it's been way too late for that.
Yeah, so the main thing with direwolves is their public image has gone to the absolute shit. There's been allegations of them and a little bit of proof of them not paying players. There's also things going around one with a merger as well. Not sure if that's a great idea for their branding at all. And then
I'll touch on that in a bit.
Yeah,
because that's my thing. I really want to go into that.
And yeah, I don't know. Like for direwolves, I think like with all these allegations coming out, just from all sorts, how far is too far, and what do they do to come back?
I guess, Tony, for you, when you look at direwolves, as it stands right now, if you had to sum it up, give one word for what you think of direwolves right now, and then an explanation behind it, what would you think?
Dumpster fire, if that's one word.
That's 2 words, you idiot.
No, you put it together. You put a hyphen.
Puts a line between the two. That says
yeah, put a hyphen. Put a hyphen.
Just so Tony doesn't seem...
He's stupid.
Yeah.
He's a bit dumb sometimes, but Tony, listen, what do you think of direwolves right now? Because obviously you and I, we've casted a bunch of their teams before. Some good, some absolutely horse, but I guess...
well, I guess to start with their Valorant team, I don't know why they're still representing the org. I don't know if it's just because they can or like what's going on there, but they need to sort that out.
Tony, it's a hot take, mate. Come on, go in a little hard.
Hot take. All right, well,
all right. You want to go for it.
Hey, pay your fucking players. That's it. That's it. Just it should never have to get to this stage where you have to go back and wrong your rights. The wrong should never fucking happen.
Is he wrong?
That's what,
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
You only got 2 there, but it's longer than 20 seconds as well. We're all good.
Counting it out.
I was
Pop
just counting, and then I was like, he's on 1.
You said go in. What do you want from me?
Look, the whole paying and the whole like the team staying, I think that might be a contract obligation, but the paying thing, look, it has to be applicable by law. So either the players must have done something wrong for them to be able to hold money, or I mean, the next option is direwolves are straight up doing the illegal and withholding pay. Now, if you're a player in that, like if you're not getting paid, you've done nothing wrong, go to an ombudsman.
Do what Ubisoft did.
Ombudsman, yeah.
Do what
It's
Ubisoft
free.
did. He went to a lawyer and got it.
Well, that's basically what...
Obviously, that's a higher level.
Yeah.
But still, he went to somebody to help, and he got paid within, I think, about a week because they didn't want to go through them.
That's what they...
You know, but I'm saying like a lawyer is
their business. So ombuds is a high level.
They
so
represent
do business law.
Ombudsman represents somebody who's in a
shit situation. Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, like a lot of these services are free. You don't need to worry about paying a lawyer. A lot of them will do free work at the start, as long as they get a win.
They get paid by the government, which is quite funny actually.
Yeah. So. Look around your area. If you're in a situation where you're not being paid by an org or by a TO or such, and you feel that you don't know what to do, don't forget it. Do not throw it under the rug, because we need to bring some orgs up to the standard where if you don't pay, you will later with your company.
Yeah, crash and burn.
Crash and burn. Yeah.
Also, read your contracts, please.
Oh, I've had a situation of that recently, actually. Can I tell this story now? I think I can, because the team's in contract.
Yeah.
Siege Boys. Love them to death. We all do. We have, I can say this, obviously, because we have a clause, basically, where we pay them based off wins. 2-week window where you can pay them. Basically, we have it in the clause where basically we have up to 2 weeks to pay them the winnings. They didn't read it, and they're like, hey, it's been 12 days. Where is it? And we're like, bang, here's this new contract. You didn't read this. And it's like, oh shit, I should have read that. Stuff like that. Because for you could have a payment clause in there that could be, let's say, pay this person in a week, a month.
Yeah. Well,
whatever
online it's always at the end, at the last day of the month. But people can change that. They can go, oh, every 2 months we can pay up to you, but we have to pay you every month.
Yeah.
So they can be paid per month, but they don't have to pay until like the second month or something.
Yeah, it's the same with TOs as well. People shit the bed
Yeah.
about that. They're like, oh, we didn't get paid out instantly. It's like half of them have like a 6 to 9 month payout period where it's like the end of the financial year is typically when they do that.
There was one I was reading which was 2.5 years.
Damn.
I mean,
That's a bit.
it's
Time
allowed.
waste.
It's just that you didn't read it, and if you sign that, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But
And I won't name and shame that TO, because they are upcoming, but they're big enough that people know about them. But I won't name and shame them. But I was reading through their. I was reading
the CG contract from 2016.
I was reading through their terms and conditions because I was a bit curious on a few things, and 2.5 years they can pay up to.
Jesus.
I was like, bruh, you can't do this.
Yeah, I guess more so getting back on topic. I guess for the direwolf side of things. I guess more the hot take side of things for this. I personally think ever since they merged with Avant, that org has shit the bed.
Avant was never running in a good place at the beginning.
Yeah, no. Well, originally they were, like, at the start, it was a good cruisy period, but up until...
Cruisy, yeah.
In, like, their first 2 years of, operation...
Cruisy doesn't make an org. I'm just going to say that. If you're cruising as an org, you're not making it.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Saying that now. But I think the thing is as well, since that Avant merger... The Direwolves guys didn't get paid a cent because they came from Avant to Direwolves, didn't get paid. On top of that, most of the Avant management originally actually just did. So, what did they get out of Avant? They got a sponsor, and I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Not really.
Who did they get as a sponsor?
Icebreak.
Icebreak, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, but
They also got.
what do you get from what? You get some drink.
You get some money that you don't even pay to your...
They got like Neo Surf and stuff like that too.
No, NeoSurf is an NZ thing, but I think realistically, I just think they've done a really shit job. I hope something can come from it where they actually have everyone up to date, despite Ubisoft waiting 1.5 years for his and some people we haven't heard from. I don't know if the CS guys have been paid yet, but they'll probably tweet something about it.
Because
they had people leave not long ago, didn't they? So they had a big flux of 6 or 7 people.
Speaking of Ubisoft, he did make a tweet out, and we'll show that tweet in a second. But it goes on about, finally got paid for my work from an esports org after almost a year of bullshit. After many emails with a lawyer and support on social media pressuring the org, I got paid for the work I did. Thank you. And all the others on socials for speaking up for me.
Pretty sure that's the Fortnite guy.
Yeah. most people know me with amazing NSI and Petsnet.gg. Just want to clarify they're the best org and not the org I'm talking about. Love you guys for the experience of the year, etc., etc., etc. He goes on a little bit.
So basically, he's just saying it's not Pentanet, it's obviously Direwolves.
Well, it's obvious who it was. There's a tweet earlier, I think, in the year where he named and shamed them outright.
Yeah, that wasn't long. That was a couple of months, wasn't it? Really, after he really started going in
when
depth.
Sterling released his tweet, that's when Nerdy started.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was only a few months ago.
And then, speaking of Sudi, who hasn't been confirmed paid yet, so Sterling, I really hope, you follow Udi.
They're probably following it up.
Yeah.
They'd have to, but I think bottom line for the CS guys, they're LFO at the moment. Just on that topic for for Sterling's team, if any org is watching this and they want to get into AUCS, pick these guys up. They've just become a different level recently. They're starting to be order regularly. So
Yeah, they were
they're going
like
for a top 2 spot right now.
when Avant were in CS, they were basically the second team, weren't they?
They
Order
were
and Avant, really.
4th. Because Chiefs still had their semi-decent team where they'd go, buy APOC, hi APOC, buy APOC, get APOC back, kick APOC again. The cycle continues.
Should have just made him a sub, honestly.
But yeah, I think
Kept Apo.
yeah, nearly kept APOC, and now they're technically going for 2, so not too shabby. But yeah, I guess to take away from this little discussion we're having, again, we've talked about this before. For orgs, player pays on time. For players, read your contracts.
So, not just players.
And if you're org, do not pick up a team you know you can't pay in 3 months' time.
Yeah.
Finances, guys. You should be financing 6 months.
Budgeting.
Well, budgeting, financing.
You should be able to budget. If you're going to be running an organisation or a business, you should
running
have
a business, more like just monitoring your
Well,
account.
you should budget for your financial year.
Yeah.
You should have your financial year budget, and that's where you should be looking at your expenditure.
At least go with the 6 months at minimum. That's how I would recommend. Like you budget for 6 months, you go okay, because you might have teams up for 6 months, then that's it.
Yeah, whatever they're contracted for, make sure you have the budget for that team.
Plan in advance pretty well.
Yeah, that's all it is. Simple business stuff. We'll move on to the next topic though.
I'm really excited for this.
I actually do like this one.
We did well with this. I think I need to try to find the photo that I pulled up the other day. I sent it in the chat. I don't know if anyone had a look,
I saw that one. I'll
Reese talk. Go ahead.
No worries. The next topic is what defines a perfect rebrand in esports. I think we've seen many rebrands across the years from tier 1 orgs to tier E orgs where they have just been absolutely atrocious, or they've been for the better.
So we're talking about Hellraiser's being garbage.
Diginats being decent.
Digitas.
We
talked about
Diginats to me, simple as that. The Digimon.
Dignitas.
The Digimon to me.
Yeah, I think this discussion is basically sparked by Mousesports having their rebrand recently, which has caused a lot of commotion. Because there's been some people think it's awesome, some people think it's hot.
I think it's
pretty well.
Look, I don't think it's a good one, but it's better than the last one.
It's taste.
But the main thing we're going to touch on is what challenges do orgs face when they go for a rebrand, and how the logo can change completely to kill the org as well.
Oh, I got something to say real good about that.
So, I think if we had to go around the room, and I guess the call. Sorry, look at him.
Hello.
Hi, friend.
How are you over there?
Doing well.
I need to stop speaking.
Yeah.
So with that, I'll start off. I'm going to use Fury as an example.
Can I get you to do a good rebrand?
A good rebrand?
And a bad rebrand.
And a bad rebrand.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm going to use Fury as both examples.
Okay.
So
I respect that. Because you know the pain that we went through when we did that.
So the original logo of the Viking was a generic esports, mascot logo.
Yeah.
And then going into the fire and the axe, because Fury, Viking, still keeping that whole Viking vibe. Brilliant. I like that sort of transition. But when they went to the Call of Duty 2012 3D animated logo, what the fuck was that?
That wasn't a rebrand. That was Miles having a moment.
I know,
It's
but
different.
we saw that. I saw that happening, and I had to say
so
so.
about that.
Yeah.
Both
Like,
like,
nope.
It was the ugliest.
Yeah, Tom was so outspoken about that logo. He's just like, what the hell just happened?
Okay, let's put it
Like,
that way.
yeah,
Because we
so-
had this discussion.
You go from something that's so clean and so universal it can go on anything to that, and then you have the Viking logo, which again.
I thought that was hot shit. When
That was the worst. I reckon that was the worst logo for an organization at the time.
I hated it.
I had seen some others that were on the same level, but personally,
I don't know about that.
I'm
Remember
putting-
Breakaway?
No, I'm
Play
putting
esports
that down.
existed.
That's in F tier for me, honestly.
Honestly, bottom line for me, I guess, I want to hear. I mean, I'll say my thing because I think, at least with our side of things, we did a good rebrand just because the old logo was dog. Because obviously when I joined it, I hated it. The merch, the fucking everything.
The
it was
colour
like someone
schemes.
who was on some form of drug.
LSD.
Kind of just like, they closed their eyes and every
Drugs
bit of
are
merch
drugs.
just had squiggles on it. And it's like, what are these runes? Like, it's ridiculous. But looking at what Reese has kind of just brought up on our screen, we'll bring it up for you guys as well. Looks nice.
I was going to mention FaZe as well, actually, because FaZe's logo's transition was.
Yeah, I think probably the worst rebrand ever has to be Hellraisers by a country mile. That actually, this fits into what kills or improves a brand because Hellraisers literally killed themselves. Like with that rebrand,
What was it?
The eyebrows.
So they
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, what's going on here? Like, where's the eyes?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
I mean, it's
That
like
was
two
probably
comments.
the
That's what I look like.
funniest
Two
Because I think
comments.
Tony and myself would probably remember, but they used to have a really good CS team back in the day that used to
2014
compete.
Hellraisers.
2014
Hellraisers.
Hellraisers.
I could-
The old Hellraisers logo, they have stickers in the game and they still sell for like a couple $100 a sticker because of how good
Yeah, I
that team
remember
was.
those. I remember
They're
the old
good.
The old logo was great.
It
The
looked
new
good.
one, that was a horrible rebrand.
I love the memes that came out when they announced this. Like,
Everyone was
it
like, we're
great.
angry, and it has the Hellraisers logo over like a politician's face with the Hellraiser angry eyes. It's like, oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like from a marketing perspective, it's great because they got a lot of interactions with it. From just a branding standpoint, it looks like ass.
Oh, it's massive cheeks. Like, those are some Kim Kardashian size
I would
cheeks.
like to know how much they actually paid for this.
Mate, it's $2, maybe like $2. a
No,
bottom
I
line.
reckon they paid a designer.
Tony, you're looking at
No,
the same
I
thing as we are. Just out of
Yeah,
curiosity.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
okay.
I reckon I could.
Because I think, personally, worst rebrand has been Hellraisers. I think probably the top two, just looking at what I'm seeing right now,
G2 and Liquid.
I'm actually going to go Spirit and I think VP, personally. Because if you look what Spirit and VP used to look like to now, it's a big improvement. Look at that top. Do you see that?
I do see it.
Do
But
you see that?
Yeah, I see it. I just.
Well, VP used to just be purely CS:GO.
Before they ended up going into Siege, and then they went into PUBG, and also no, it used to be Dota as
They
well.
went to Dota before PUBG.
Yeah, it was like CS for a hell of a long time. They got into Dota. They got into
They went into
Siege,
quite a
PUBG.
few. They went into
Basically
quite a few
Australia.
games. I think the biggest win, personally, would be either the Dignitas or the Team Spirit logo.
This Dignitas specifically, I remember when they did that. We talked about this the other day when they did the first rebrand. Everyone just wanted to. They had pitchforks up and they
I
wanted
thought
to.
the first rebrand was a soccer club.
That's
legit.
essentially what they were going.
Because they
for.
went away from their whole alien image to them being an owl, and then everyone's like, "This is not you guys." That killed the org.
Yeah, how does an owl represent Dig? Like,
It doesn't. And then they had to rebrand again to bring it back because that rebrand killed the org.
It did.
And then it revamped it afterwards.
So they've done both. They've done the good and the bad, and so they've gone from what was already a good logo, the alien logo, to some Wings soccer logo, to two variations of the owl,
Down to soccer logos again.
and then back to the alien. The alien is Dignitas.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw the latest one, I thought it was like Bomberman, a little bomb head with like a little lift and shit. Like, I thought it was a bomb.
See, I always thought Celebi from Pokemon.
Yeah, that also. I thought. But straight away, I was like, "Is this one like Bomberman?" They're like doing something here. Like,
Gives off those similar vibes.
Yeah, the other one I really, really, really liked is NIPs. Like I had some love hate with like the
Are we
third,
talking really new or
the newest one I love.
I'm still on the fence because of how much history that other logo has.
Yeah, that other logo.
Yeah.
So much better.
Like so, the third variation where they started going into the spinning shuriken style kind of shuriken. All I wished is that they used different colors. Other than that, I did quite enjoy that logo. And then they went to the new variation, which is the yellow and whatnot. But I think it's clean. It shows what they are. It has all NIP in it. I'm not sure if you even realise that it's got NIP in the shuriken.
Yeah, I had to have a proper look at that.
I think
It looks cool.
I think for a lot of those older orgs, a lot of those older orgs, I think it's a really good thing that they've actually just seeing that track that they've managed to follow through. Because I think, because if you look at all those brands now, they're pretty notable, right? If I had to look at VP or NIP, like back in your old CIS days and 1.6 back in like 2004. I wouldn't know who the hell these guys are.
Yeah, no, neither.
Yeah, no.
Mainly because I was probably eating glue at that time, but that's different.
Wait, you like eating glue, Joe?
Teachers glue.
What, glue?
Another two I actually want to point out real quickly is complexity and ends.
Ents is like a simplistic term.
I
I think the big one was heroic as well.
Yeah, heroic was good. Ends, I like how they made it more bolder. Their actual mascot is more bolder in their image now. But with complexity, since they got brought out by the Dallas Cowboys, I think it is.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys.
They went obviously with the star, but they didn't go full.
I reckon
full into that.
it's fine. I reckon the star, it's simple.
It's not complex at all.
That's the good thing.
Yeah.
Their name is complexity, but their branding is really simple and nice.
Yeah.
But it also goes with the colours of the Dallas Cowboys and all that as well.
What? Yeah, what are you guys doing over there?
He's trying to touch the tip, Tony.
Yeah.
Sometimes he just hangs his arm out.
I think
I was stretching before.
Dude, to
I think
think,
the biggest one that I think that like out of all the tier 1 orgs that has made a throw is Fnatic.
When they did that, they literally just chopped the top, and I'm just like, what the hell's
Well,
going
they
on?
got rid of the top bit. That's about
It made no sense for them to rebrand at all, besides them just wanting to.
Still, I don't know.
And
It's still my favourite org.
but like they had this. Well,
Listen, it's not as bad as Liquid. They got rid of one of the spikes on their name.
yeah,
That's all they did.
yeah.
They turned it from 7 to 6 on the logo.
So
But,
like, got fired.
I don't know. Like
They got
it's
rid of
just-
one of the directors of Liquid. They're like, bang, there goes one.
Yeah.
Like when I look at it and then I read the word Fnatic, I can't see Fnatic in that logo. I just
No,
cannot.
the middle one's their best one.
I see 2 boomerangs. That's all I see.
I
The middle logo is iconic. Like again,
Yeah, some
NIP,
of them
if you had to
are-
list off the iconic orgs, you look at VP's logo, you look at NIP, you look at Fnatic.
Liquid G2.
This is how my brain works. I see 2 Pikachu standing next to each other, and the ears and the tips. Like that's what you're looking at. The tip of the
Fnatic
ears.
logo.
Well, Fnatic. Yeah.
Reese, it's almost 3 o'clock on a Sunday. I don't think you should be drinking this early.
I was gonna
yeah, you
I was
okay?
gonna make an old person joke.
I've been sober for a while, right?
I woke up.
No, but I reckon the biggest recent one, Mouse.
It's trash.
I'm still very on the fence about that.
It's a mouse.
Don't get me wrong,
What
it's
do you-
bad, but it's better than what they had.
It's not that it's great, but
No, it's a mouse. What do you want from him?
Tony, it's more like a
Rat?
The first
It's more like a
iteration
rat.
was as if someone just got a bunch of paint and just went, meh. And,
Sound effects and all.
yep, sound effects and
Yep.
all.
That's what I
That's-
meant by introducing music in segments. It's just Huzzy going meh, meh.
Yeah, that's our transition
I can
scene
happily
between
edit
segments.
that.
Is that why? It's
But
like
like-
just wah.
Onto like the more recent one, it's at least it looks like a mouse head on. It's simple. I can see it on shirts. People, when they do look at it, they can go, "That is mouse." Well, the first ones, if you were someone who wasn't really that adept into the esports scene, you looked at it, you're going, "What the?"
I'm going, what the fuck is that, honestly? So I'm looking at it from a distance. And, yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it.
So it's like ear goes into mouth, like.
Yeah.
Someone compared it to the McAfee cybersecurity logo.
That's great.
I think it's funny.
That's spot on, actually.
It's pretty good.
So I think the biggest thing, like when orgs like this rebrand, it can really have a massive effect on, whether or not they will continue being a tier 1 org in the marketing sense.
Yeah, I think your marketability has to be something that whenever you're
For the most part, though, I guess to really finalise this sort of discussion, a lot of the orgs we've mentioned have had good rebrands. The only 2 which I'm thinking, why did they do it, would be Fnatic partially, just because I'm not a big fan of the whole. They kind of just went a little bit too far away from what originally was.
Yeah, they've done a whole 180 on their
Yeah, it
original.
was original 180, and then I guess Hellraiser specifically, they should just shut down.
Yeah, they just got eyebrows now.
All they do-
eyeballs.
All they
just
do now is
eyebrows.
tweet memes during events that they're not even involved with. So kind of like Pentanet, weirdly enough.
Like it's all
we like
cool that
We like
it's cool they've got teams within that thing, but they're not even like remotely close to where
They have fallen from grace pretty
See, they're
well.
thinking they're G2, right? The memes.
Well, speaking of G2 and memes, you've really done well with that one, Tom.
Then go back to our next topic.
So, we've got another little segment, guys, which is actually the play of the week. Now, normally this would be all four of us sitting down picking something, but you and Tony just didn't show up yesterday.
Look, I passed out.
You passed out and Tony was casting until like 1 a.m, so fair enough. But I think what I've picked basically, so the play of the week is when we sit down, we pick, a great play from throughout the week, ironically enough. Now,
is this G2's comeback?
No, this is G2 This is the most G2 thing to happen to G2. So, to put it simply, now Tony and myself, don't know why.
When the party's hit the sound.
G2 getting railed.
Basically, we'll have a clip played shortly. Now, just for some context, there was Blast Pro Series played in the last couple of days for a CS event. Now, there's a kid called Starry who is a 16-year-old kid from China. So the new rules where they can't play video games during the week is going to suck him over a little bit. But Tony and myself, we've seen him play before through Lin Vision, who's actually a really decent Chinese team. They're not Thailand, they're not BC, so it's not the best on the world. But basically, he had a 1v5 against G2 on Vertigo recently. Now, just for the context, G2, second half of the game, G2 was leading 9-6. This kid went huge, pulled a 1v5 out of his ass, and basically Lin Vision went on to beat 16-14 at the end of that map. So G2, again, choking as hard as they could.
So we'll show the video right now, so take a look at this.
Hey! There's no way! There's no way! God!
Round of your life, brother. Let's go. Keep that clip with you forever.
0.05 seconds left, and he got a knife at the end.
just the coup de grace.
Again, the single most G2 thing to happen to G2, if ever could G2.
Wonder what Carlos tweeted about that.
Oh, he literally said, what the fuck? That's all he said? That was the tweet. Retweeted that. That's all he wanted.
Yep. I agree.
Good on Carlos.
16, like we said earlier, there's always a 16-year-old that's sharper than you. There's always someone from China that's better than you.
You don't read the notes sometimes, but you're actually really good at just guessing stuff.
No, I read the notes.
There's always a 16-year-old better than you.
He reads them, he just
G2's memes.
Yeah, no, that's
anyway, that's the end of that. We've had a good time looking at good old Star. I hope he can play more, because obviously the Chinese law is going to fuck him over a little bit.
Send him across the chips on it.
They're gonna bring him over.
I hope he's alright. But moving on, this has me really pissed off.
Let me guess, it's going to be Bliss's entry into Rocket League.
No, that's after.
That's after.
Sorry,
read the notes even this one.
Just for context, so we're going to be talking about the recent Twitter verification scandal.
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, basically there's been a lot of Twitter accounts, aka random orgs in Fortnite, and really unknown Fortnite players and editors and everything else in between. They've been getting verified through scams. So basically, there's been accounts that have been hacked and bought for a couple $100. They don't change the verified account. They change the name of it to, let's say, Crimson Esports, and they're verified. Then what happens is the opposing organisation or player puts their apps for that team in their bio, and Twitter instantly just thinks, oh shit, this guy's with him. And they verify them. And on top of that, you have to have the official Twitter linked on a website.
Is this Clarix? What are they called?
No, Clarix is legit.
Right.
So they're actually the ones who reported it.
Okay, I saw something.
So what happened is Jake Sucky, or Jake Lucky, is like a reporter for CS and stuff. He calls himself Jake Sucky.
I know, it's kind of. I see his
Love
name
that
all
guy.
the time.
Love
and I
that
giggle,
guy.
alright.
So basically, there's been a lot of people reporting through him. So people like Serpent, who obviously was known for cheating in Fortnite, he actually reported a bunch of Fortnite teams to him because Serpent got legitimately Fortnite verified.
Yeah.
And then all these people after him just kept getting verified randomly. There was Crayola as well, who reported some stuff to him as well, which I don't think he should be doing that because I still think he's a little bit on the sketchy side of things as well. Mainly
But
because
he gets huge engagement though.
Yeah, that's an issue.
that's not the issue. So there's a team. There was like a Helion, I think it's Helion or Helion Esports league that was verified. He got verified off that because he said he was a CIO of that team, which he is technically, but that org actually he bought that account from someone.
Oh, okay.
It's another Fortnite kid buying another Fortnite kid's org.
So I'm talking like people with like
I'm getting you.
700, 1,000 followers, completely unknown. No
Right
one knows
now,
who
I feel like it's mum and dad trying to explain something to me,
it is.
and I'm getting it 100%. But this is just Twitter's.
And then a lot of them do is they go and buy followers. So if you go through and look at them, they're like no named, no like there's nothing on their account.
Yeah, I know.
And yet they follow 10,000 people. They never post anything. They never comment on anything.
Yeah.
And some of them have like a generic like info description that's
like it really pisses me off because there's people out there who are completely legit trying to do it the legit way as well. Like
Fury.
yeah, Twitter, give Joe his tick.
I've tried
Fury.
10 times and I keep getting knocked back. I don't know.
Fury Global,
Do
ladies
you know
and
why?
gentlemen.
I don't know if an international event is good enough.
Do you know why, Joe? It's because you're from OS.
Yep.
It's a riot.
I mean, well, hang on. That's what I get. If all you got to do is link your Twitter to a website,
So to put it,
you just do that.
that's what we've done. So when we do the verification system, you have to put in a website where your Twitter is linked, which obviously ours is. But you also have to have 3 articles if you're doing this the legit way on a esports website where your name is where your Twitter account is mentioned. So I'm talking you have to have 3.
Dexterra don't help us out.
Yeah, so them, IGN, they have to be like verified publication sites that have to have your Twitter in it. So we've had articles written on us, but obviously we're Fury, so it's like cool, but they don't have a direct link to the Twitter or anything like that. So hopefully for PUBG and shit, maybe for
Matt, I think you might be able to still get those edited though. To put the article and if you like email the actual company.
That's weird. So what about all of PUBG? Like if PUBG are
here's the thing
tagging
with
you,
that,
you should be
because
able to link that.
it's not Twitter specifically, it has to be a website. So I did it recently, we got knocked back within 12 hours. People they say it takes
Twitter, pull your head out your ass.
So it's not me, I'm really butthurt about it because we're trying to do it legit. Everyone else, it's really annoying because even then, I'm going to put Riot under the spotlight as well. As much as I hate them sometimes, they're also trying to get verified for RLCS and such. There's also I want to get my players verified because I've had people impersonating people before under us as well. So it's like
but I've handled with that before. Yeah,
it's bullshit because Tony, he's been doxxed before. This guy even in his scenario as a verified broadcaster for LPL. He should have an opportunity to get verified because that's what it says if you're a commentator or host for a verified entity.
That's what I get. If you're a company, it literally says if you're a company or a business, you can get verified.
Yeah, what do I need to do? Do I need to, I've literally put my RACN, I put our registry in there. I
don't think Twitter knows what a ABN or ACN
Correct.
is.
I think they run off the American scale stuff.
They're worldwide.
I understand we're like low on the follower scale, right? But it's not about following. Following doesn't mean shit. I know some will think, oh, we've got followers, we've got engagements, that's cool and everything. No. But it's more so just about. Honestly, it's more so just making sure you don't get impersonated.
Is Auto verified?
Yes.
Yeah. Auto Chiefs.
So to put it simply, most orgs got verified originally through the old
system where if you had someone else,
Tony, what was that?
Twitter,
I forgot what it's called.
That's already got the tick, and they
Gfinity through Rocket League.
Yeah. And if they vouched for you, you could get the tick as well.
So back when Gfinity used to be there, that's how GZ.
So you get those vouchers in the chat. Vouchers in the chat.
So all those guys got verified through Gfin. So Pentanet got verified because they had so many articles written about them in the world, so fair enough. Peace recently going overseas, they kind of shit the bed a little, but they did okay. I don't know if they're going to get verified off it.
They'll get verified.
I hope they do.
They'll get verified.
They're not. Mammoth as well, they went overseas.
Wait, their players are like verified though.
What was that?
Yeah, their players are verified.
Well, like they're old players, like
Yeah, they were verified before they joined.
They were verified prior to.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. Okay.
So, bottom line with this whole thing, Twitter needs to get their shit in order. They need to change this entire system back to something reasonable because even for people who are applying legitimately, it's a bot that literally just kicks you back. Because there's been plenty of situations. Even Sav from Chiefs, he got kicked back. He's the owner of the fucking org. Like,
Well, actually, you say that, but the new owner of Era, he hasn't been verified either.
he's been selling the verification to people. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know that, but he's got friggin' over 1 million followers. He's got huge engagement on all his tweets. And he's even tweeting that he's getting knocked back himself for his personal account.
I mean, I hope Era just shits the bed because they've actually
they
been
spent
the
way
ones.
too much money.
They've had people DMing them to fake that they have some stake in Era to then get verified. It's so sketchy. Because it's obviously been reported to the right people. So they're going to go through and go, who the hell are these guys? And just unverify
But yeah,
everybody.
like at the end of the day, what is a tick? Like to be quite
Again.
It's still verification on a
It's just a-
social media.
Yeah, it's just verification saying you are legit. That's really all it is in the end.
Which, bottom line, I understand it's just a tick.
But Joe
it's-
wants to ego people.
No, I'm just saying more so.
That's 100% it. That's all he does.
Yes, but it's more so just so people don't have impersonators out there. Because again, the fact that people are able to get verified from this method and impersonate people means the people who are impersonating are getting verified, and the people who are legit aren't.
Yeah, so Tony, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I think it's dumb as hell. I don't want to be doxxed. I don't want to be flamed for someone tweeting some dumb shit.
If
pretending
there's
to
one
be me.
person who knows how, that it's him.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking him. Because obviously he's had first-hand
Legit, just for some context for anybody who just doesn't know, Tony has literally been doxed, harassed, impersonated, literally everything you can think of on Twitter, on Twitch,
on YouTube,
posting his coordinates on YouTube, like literally everything you can imagine. Like it's so fucked. Like I don't get it.
Some people find that funny.
How do we breathe the same air as people?
Inhaling and exhaling.
Yeah, maybe.
I was going to say we have lungs, right?
Some people should exhale a bit more.
And inhale less.
yeah.
Prioritize one, but not.
Look, I don't know what these people that do this kind of stuff. They obviously need or crave something in their life that they're not getting. They have the need or the desire to just make sure that they can bring people down to their level.
This bounces back to the whole, sexual
Toxicity
thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
There's
just no need for it. Like, what do you get out of it? Oh, I got a laugh. Cool. You're still a little.
Oh, you got a tick.
Like, what?
There
what
goes your
happened?
account.
Yeah.
Like, why am just to making a joke? Like, you can insult someone, but it's only words. But once you find someone's like address and shit, alright, that's taking it a bit too far.
There's a difference between banter and bullying.
Yeah, like stalking. That's
a straight.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a yeah.
I've had to.
Please.
If you're the type of
that.
person that actively goes out of their way to find people's addresses and phone numbers, like that's bad. Like if there's anyone who could do it easily, it's probably me because I have access to an entire database at work.
Yeah, alright, Mr. Telford.
Not saying I'd do it, obviously, but
Well, I've had people come to me when they're being harassed by, like we have the old, was it Vikings, the org?
Viking Army.
Viking Army, yeah. A lot of their female streamers being harassed by a certain person.
Silex is one of those.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so we'll move on to that in a minute. But
I don't think we want to touch on that at all.
But like they've asked me to, find some people or the real name, so they can take them to the police because they're literally being stalked or sexually harassed or sent really weird stuff. Like, there's just no need for people to be that way to others. And if you do want to be like, there are ways. Like, no, your stuff is not private, guys. If you're on the internet, everything is public.
I think that's where I sort of don't care personally. Like, yeah, cool, you can find my name, find my address. Like, shit, there's documents of you that have my name on it.
Pussy.
Like, I don't care.
There's people out there, and there are people out there that will go the extra step. Instead of just finding, they'll come to you.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll make a cup of tea,
So yeah, guys, if you want to go see Tom, what's your address?
Yeah.
Link in the description.
Link in the
In
description.
this day and age, people are a bit desensitized to it, but this stuff happens weekly, if not daily.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I've had it happen before when I was playing Call of Duty. Some kid from Adelaide rocked up on my doorstep, and I was like, "Cool," and then shut the door and just walked off. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, congratulations.
Yeah.
Want a medal?
I think bottom line, there has to be a difference between obviously there's your private life, and
keep
again for us here as well, like public personalities, right? So when you put yourself in a space and you're streaming or doing this as an example, or putting yourself on a broadcast. They know your first and last name. You can look me up on Facebook. You can find me. You can look Tony up. You can look any one of us.
They're gonna find.
That's why I've always
Where you're
recommended
gonna
people.
find? You're gonna see my photos from 2018 when I'm in high school. Like,
You
congrats.
look hot, Joe.
That's why I've always recommended people if they're going to go into the streaming life, and especially to women. Unfortunately, you guys do get bullied a lot more because there are some sick people out there. But make a private account without your real name on it.
Yeah.
Or,
Make
a
one
variation.
with your alias, make one with your personal.
Yeah. Have your streamer life or your competitive life or whatever you want separate from your real life.
Yeah.
Completely separate them. And that will keep you relatively safe. Not 100%, but it'll get you a little bit more of a net there to fall back on.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Let's go into a positive topic, yeah?
Oh yeah, let's go. What we got?
Let's talk about some good things. So again, we're going on to recent pickups. Again, so similar to last week. We've only got 2 this time. One, I would argue, is a lot better than the other. No offense to the org that we're going to touch on that about. Tony knows where this is coming from, but I'd like to start off, I guess, with the RLCS Season 11 teams. For any org that's in there right now, that's really good, honestly. I was watching a lot of the games yesterday, and it's really nice to see a lot of different orgs in there. I think the top 8 teams have actually got orgs for the first time, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, no LFOs. That's good.
On the top 8.
That's surprising.
Bliss entered Rocket League recently, and then completely botted out yesterday. So they came 9th. So that's
At least it wasn't 16th like PUBG.
But for Bliss, I think it's nice to see them in another scene. Obviously, they're in PUBG at the moment. They're in Rainbow Six
Valorant.
at the moment. Now they're back in Rocket League.
Valorant as well.
First time. Valorant in there as well. It's good to see. Definitely new scenes, new horizons, new teams.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a positive. I don't really think there's too much to really touch on with that. I think it's just a really good pickup across the board, honestly, for Rocket League.
It'd be more orgs, the better, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, for Rocket League as well, being obviously the decals coming in.
That's why everyone's joining.
That's why everyone's joining. Which is fair enough.
They see the money.
It's the same with APAC, South and Siege. Everyone's doing the same thing. But
yeah,
I think the one that I'm a bit, we're not saying great pickups, but we're saying this has been picked up, and Tony is nodding his head continuously right now, and he has words to say about this. Kraken Esports has basically signed themselves a second Valorant team. You got Kraken White and then Kraken Black. Personally, I hate seeing double up teams in orgs. It's just stupid.
I don't mind it if it's a women's team and a male's team.
That's different. Though.
That's different.
But these are 2 of the teams playing in the same league.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Yep.
what is it? I forget who it is.
Tony, what are you feeling since local Val guy? Who
I
are these guys?
hate.
What do they do? Have they achieved it?
I fucking hate teams that just pick up a second bloody team for no bloody reason other than, of course, just to pick up a roster. There's like no point as to why to pick up another roster when you already have one. Also, the only one I know, and of course I haven't seen all too much about the rest of these players. I only know Q from this roster. So Q, I think I've heard of Elders once or twice, but yeah, these like second or third teams that some of these orgs get are just like, who are they?
No idea.
Nobody's.
Who are they? Like,
Tony, give him a tick.
Dude, I don't even know who their main roster is. I don't like I only know one person on their 2 teams. That's an issue. And I commentate regularly. Like I do the top level Valorant. Even the amateur level Valorant. If I don't know who these guys are, why are they getting picked up? What is this?
I agree with you. Like, why pick up a second team if they're not in the top flight with the other team, or if they're, not announced as an academy team? Like, there's no need to be. Obviously, they've used white and black here. There's no need to be 2 separate from that. But I think it's Cloud9 in NA who have Cloud9 Blue. Is that who it is?
Blue and white.
Blue, and I think Blue's the women's team.
What? No, White's their female team.
So White's the female team and Blue's their main team, male
Which makes
team.
sense.
But I don't mind that. Obviously, the girls aren't competing up there with Cloud9.
Well, that's 2 separate leagues. So
No,
that's,
they still
Yeah.
play.
We're talking about signing.
oh, okay.
We're talking about signing 2 of the exact same.
They're both playing amateur or some shit. Like they're not even.
When we used to play CS, there used to be an org that used to just sign I forgot who it was, Tony, but remember how there used to be like 6 or 7 teams that used to be under one brand in the same league?
It was Census.
Census, that's the one.
With the B
Census.
logo.
Random. Yeah, just like, you know.
They're trying to count how many people live in your house.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I think, bottom line, you either sign 2 gender-specific teams. So with us, we got a male team and a female team. That's cool. Cloud9 doing the same. If you sign 2 of the exact same teams in the same caliber, I'm going to put Trident on blast as well because I have an academy and a main team, even though they're both equally.
They're both in.
Sorry, Ben.
One of the Trident teams I cast, the other one has Ben in it, so it's obviously garbage.
Obviously. 35-year-old still being in an academy team.
I just don't see the point in. All you're doing is you're essentially doing a Kanga with Smash. You're flooding the tournament, flooding the league for a better chance of coming along.
Yeah, Kanga's like the prostitute for Smash. Though everyone gets along with Kanga.
Wow.
Hey, you're person. Hey, you're person.
Gum, please don't kill me. You know that's a joke.
Toxic.
Yo, we've got just talking about toxicity. Jesus.
So I just don't see the point in it. I don't see why you would bother. All you're doing is just throwing money into a hole, hoping it turns into a mine.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's if they're getting. That's if they're getting paid.
It's not even a mine. It's more like you're trying to dig from the surface. You haven't even
it's a dried up well, basically. That's what it is.
Okay, I've just fact checked myself as well.
Someone got there before you.
What was that, Tony? You fact checked yourself?
I've just fact checked myself. So their secondary team that they've just picked up is in Evolution, and their main team is currently in Challenger.
I thought that was going to be. Imagine that you're like the main team is currently in Amateur. You're like, wait.
I wish, but no. I still like their Evo team's gonna be playing in Rels eventually against the other team.
That's what happened with the Kings recently as well, when they had 2 teams and had to bin one of them because you can't have 2 all teams.
You're not allowed to have it.
That's just so dumb.
It's just an LPL thing. It's LPL as well. Like, please.
Shout out to LPL, or boys.
That's just.
Hey, I love LPL.
What's the point of picking him up if you know that one team might? I reckon that's what they're doing. They got this other team. They're going, hey, if you guys play better, you'll move up and we'll kick the other team.
No, imagine that though, because then you're going to shaft one of the teams. Like, imagine the one that you have to boot. They're like, oh, you don't if he's paid for suck shit.
Yeah, I think that might be their plan too.
That's
fucking gladiator games.
Look, I don't see either team staying in Challenger. Let's be real.
Well, that's the thing. So if they both stay in, like, if one of the top team moves down into...
No, but even then, if the top moves down, you're still going to be in the same spot.
Exactly. And so they'll have to kick one.
They have to kick one, unless the other one gets relegated back to amateur, but even then, it's like, what the hell are you
How many subs can you have?
Like,
you can have
5, 6. You can have like a whole roster.
You can just have a whole backbench.
But there is core rules. There is a core, like, you have to have a core of 3.
Yeah, but then again, you have to have a core of 3, but then you play 3 games, and then that core, the remaining 2 become the part of the core. It's like, you become the next McTeam, and you need solid players around.
McTeam are the best multi-game organisation, I tell you.
Hey, yo, big ups to Big Team, dude. They're doing bits.
Yeah, really off topic. Well done, guys.
We are so good at that.
We're like, alright, here's the schedule, guys. This is what we're reading through. And then we just like hit a topic, and then we just go to subtopics, like completely sideways.
We have to.
Oh, yeah, Kraken, good team. But what about pizzas? Oh my god.
Hey, Tony, how was your pizza?
Yo.
Completely different. But.
Was it
a good pizza there, Tony?
Yeah, it was a local place here in Armadale.
Called the Refrigerator.
All I'm thinking right now is I have to edit all this out.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't?
This is
What?
bad stuff you keep
I'm
it in.
going to edit it out.
No, you're not.
This is the BTS, mate. What do you mean?
We're meant to be cracking jokes.
So this is like I can keep all this all the uncut stuff for the Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the
But
Spotify
like-
No,
stuff.
keep it for the channel as well. That's what most
Shout out to all my uncut boys
If you
out
haven't
there.
actually followed us yet on the Spotify or the YouTube, do that, alright? We moved actually to the Bring the Heat channel now because there's few guys that are just morons. Who are that?
Yeah,
That CEO is just horrible.
No. That 6'3" lanky guy that looks like, I don't know, god damn, and he's a nose reconstruction.
Yeah,
That's
ever
basically
since I left that
Lord
content,
Farquhar?
He's too short, Tony. What do you want, Val?
Joe Farquhar, if he was 6 foot tall.
Anyway,
I can't do anything with this this
Boys,
roadblock.
we're going to finish things off. You know, we got the hotspot.
I love the hot spot.
Everyone loves the hotspot. This time, though, we talked about New World last week. That was a really nice topic because we're all sweats, which is
I'm
great.
on 30 hours now.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm on 120.
We'll get there.
Not me. I haven't touched the game in a week.
This week we're going to talk about something a bit different. Because again, this is kind of just fitting into the whole toxicity. This episode's more so about, I guess, having a chat and just really putting some people on the line. But we're going to talk about an amateur esports team and how
What do we
they
call them an esports team? Just amateur clan.
fair.
They're a clan.
An amateur team and how they handled a recent situation regarding allegations against sexual harassment. And also on top of that as well, we're going to talk about an experience that Tony had last night afterwards as well, regarding, it's like, what, oh yeah, that.
We kind of got two on the hotspot because this last one came at a...
One of them is more like we're turning up the heat a little, and then the next one's like we're forward cranking it around. Like,
So we'll start with the amateur esport team.
Silex? What how do you say their names?
Silex.
Oh, it is Silex?
Yeah,
Oh,
Silex.
Alright, we're
Yes.
pulling up the Twit longer.
I'm not going to lie.
Please tell me they didn't delete it.
No,
Please
it's
tell
still
me.
there.
No, it's still there. I'm on it right now.
Why haven't they deleted it?
Oh,
Look, I'm going to be
yeah.
straightforward and honest. It's pathetic.
I read the word sex toys and that was it.
Yeah.
Absolutely pathetic.
Do I want to read this?
No, because it's pathetic.
Look,
We get a TLDR.
I'll give a TLDR of it if you want.
TLDR,
So-
org is shit.
Yeah.
Players
So
are
Silex
very justified.
made a twit longer.
Probably give context behind who Silex is first, I guess, to start thinking.
They're,
They're not memorable, obviously.
look,
but
they're an amateur org.
amateur clan.
And they really don't do a whole lot for anything. They just have... What teams do they even have? They
Yes.
had a PUBG team, apparently.
That shit's bad.
Yeah, they got absolutely.
Yes.
I don't even know. I've never heard of
I
them.
remember who.
Yeah, they
I
were in the
remember.
Fury Farming Simulator.
Yeah. Every team is Tom. What are you on about?
And they also had...
That is the
Yes.
That's the S team, yeah.
Yeah, and Tony just
They
mentioned
do.
was
Also,
in
they had
MDL.
the female siege team.
They
which
played
we're
in
about to
Rels.
touch on.
Yeah.
So they played in MDL roles and
I don't know if they qualified or not. I didn't care.
They definitely did not.
And yeah, then they had the female siege team, which a lot of these issues came to be not because of them, but because of the people that were around them. Now, they had a manager on the Rainbow Six, the women's Rainbow Six Siege team, and apparently beyond Silex managers knowing this manager for the R6 team was sending them sex toys, was making them get on camera.
3 months ago, by the way.
This is all like 3 months ago, so this is quite recent. Apparently, he would sexually harass them over voice and in text multiple times. This is disgusting behavior. Whoever you are, please just give up on esports. We don't want you in esports. We don't need you in esports. You do not belong here.
Can I just read? As we said, we were oblivious to his behaviour as he never communicated it with us. No shit, he's not going to communicate it with you.
Yeah.
What, he's going to fucking show you the sex toys thing?
Oh yeah, guys, by the way, I sexually harassed 5 people on the team. I hope you're okay with that.
That was your hand in my leg?
Like,
Oh.
And that was the wrong time for that joke.
Yeah,
That was
stop.
Anyways,
I can't, there's a camera.
Just looking at what happened is pretty bad. But then when you see the org,
The way they've handled
this is the thing is they made
this made it worse.
They made a tweet. They made the tweet
It
longer.
wasn't even public. That's the thing. They made it public.
Yeah, that was the whole issue. They made it public to these women and whatnot are now being put on a spotlight. They don't want to go through this. The guy's gone. The girls don't want to go through this ever again. They don't have to deal with any of this, and now it's come to light. What the org should have done is reported the dude, talk to police, get rid of him, and let the law deal with it.
Yeah, the other thing with that, like saying about the law and that, these girls might not have wanted even the cops to know, or even like Joe said, brought it to light. This whole exposure of this now is, I sit here and say it's pathetic.
This is a brain dead
It is.
response.
This is the worst. I'm going to say this is up there with something that should never have happened in our region.
should never happen in the first place.
This shouldn't be public.
Yeah,
you should behind closed doors.
The big thing that really gets me is that they deleted the tweet.
Yeah.
So they made it public, and a lot of people saw it. You could see by the likes and comments it took traction, and then they deleted it. That is saying, yeah, guys, we have an issue. Hey, guys, by the way, yep, this is what happened. Oh, but don't tell anyone.
Yeah. So I'm going to read out some key points out of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing because the positive is half of this just makes no sense, and that's the parts I'm going to read so I can really break this down because that's apparently what.
Did I write it?
No, because it actually doesn't have spelling errors.
Dun, 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 dun,
Anyway, so the first part, which I already have slightly touched on, say, as we said, we were oblivious to this behaviour, and he never communicated it with us unless it was something he wanted to talk about. He had also said to one of the females that her voice was too deep for a female. So first part, never communicated it with us. Well, no shit. If you're going to do something illegal,
he never communicates it full stop.
You're not going to say anything. Yeah. That's just stupid. Why?
Joe robbed a bank.
Good, Tony.
It's not even like
Tony, while you're at it, so you robbed a bank. I posted on Twitter, but it's okay because I deleted it, so it's fine.
But the thing is, like,
you robbed the bank, but you put the money back, so it's all good.
Yeah.
They're claiming, to innocence because he never talked to them at all.
Yeah, which again doesn't make sense because you wouldn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Then it has taken us a long time to overcome this obstacle to the point that the owner had to put everything on hold. Well, no shit, because that's what your job is. Anyway, with this being said, we have thought about a rebrand. Rebrand and saying, shit, you got to do something better. But instead have decided to stick with the name after it was almost got put into the ground. It is in the ground. All teams will be removed. Sorry, all teams will be what?
Wait, what? I'm sorry, wait, hold up, what the fuck?
All teams will be removed, and for now we'll be sticking to one team, as most of the teams we have or had never communicated. We will be... So, you're blaming the teams for not communicating when you should have managers. What the fuck am I reading?
Yeah, these people should just give up on esports. I'm sorry, you are not qualified.
Can I reply get a grip on it?
There's no Tony, they deleted the tweet.
It's gone.
So on top of this as well, where is it?
DM them to get a grip.
There's shit grammar in this. We will be keeping our PUBG team, don't know who they are, don't know where they are, and are looking to pick up a theme. So you've basically just said we're sticking to one team as most of the teams did not communicate, and then you proceed to say are looking at picking up a female team after saying you're going to stick to one. We are terribly sorry for the lack of motivation, and we'll be getting back.
Why does this sound like a horrible YouTuber?
This is like what happens when a 10-year-old... This is what happens when your 10-year-old son says he's going to run away from home, and then he just comes back later. Like, this is the shit you expect a 9-year-old to write.
Well,
saying,
if you're a female team or a team in general that was looking to join this org, I would highly avoid them. If they have had managers before that are able to sexually harass, female players and content creators and whatever... Who's to say that they won't get someone else that's going to do the same? They obviously are inept to hire people. They have no experience in hiring, managing, or even looking after a business or an org or players nonetheless. I would highly avoid them.
This entire thing is literally just them blaming everyone else.
It is.
The thing is as well, they literally admit in there they didn't have any communication from the teams because...
Well, then why
not to be that guy, but I have managers to look after teams, but I still talk to them because if the manager doesn't talk, who's going to know?
Yeah.
Then on top of that as well, they're admitting the fact that he didn't tell them about it, which, again, as I've said twice already, if you did something wrong to that extent, would you really want to tell someone? Because you're going to get into shit either way.
It's illegal.
What you do.
Correct. It's illegal.
That's a simple way of putting it.
Straight up against the law.
Like, how stupid is that?
I'm dumbfounded, honestly.
They shouldn't have tweeted this. They should have just kept it on private.
This tweet longer needs to be taken down. Obviously.
The fact that it's still up and it's been 2 days and they deleted the original tweet, yet the tweet longer still exists, just beyond me.
Yeah, I don't think they understand that the tweet longer and Twitter are two separate entities.
No, I don't think they understand common sense.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I think I think you haven't got the aptitude to be able to run an organisation or a business.
I just think this is just condescending because even reading this, like they say they want to keep one team, but even then they said they want to pick up another team. So that's
Look, if anyone actually here's something, if any of the management sides would like to have a talk with us, like an actual discussion.
I'm going to say someone at Silas who's not an idiot. I'm just saying that out loud. I don't care whoever from Silas is listening to this. Just someone who's not going to give me this exact same twit longer, because I could easily go talk to my 4-year-old cousin and she would write something easier than this shit. Like straight up.
One
Look,
paragraph.
hang on. Instead of let's cut clean on flame a little bit. Look, if you want to actually come have a conversation and actually talk with us and give us your 2 cents and how things happen and what things happen and what you guys did. To maybe defend yourselves a little bit because we have put you on flame a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Fair enough.
Char crew.
We would actually like to talk to you.
Don't be afraid to come on. We're not going to sit here and roast the shit out of you if they come. I don't talk.
No. We won't bully. We won't do anything like that. No. We just want to get down. We just want to get down to the bottom and make sure esports as a whole is safe and secure for all players and all staff, NTOs and all
as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what gender you are or what sexual orientation you are, whatever it is.
Everyone should feel safe. Everyone should feel safe no matter where they are or what they do.
Yeah. I think we'll finish it off there for that chat, but I think we're going to go on to the final line note. Right, we're going to have a bit of a laugh. We're going to have some fun. We will.
Don't we have Tony's story?
Yeah.
Yes,
Tony,
sir.
you and I had a great experience the last 2 days, haven't we? Because this has just been horrible. So I'm going to leave Tony to take the floor. He's going to explain what's happened because we're going to finish things off on a very light note. It's a funny note. And I think the moral of the story for this one is please get some sleep, honestly.
Yeah.
Don't have the league at 4 in the morning.
All right. So we'll start it off, of course. I had the opportunity. I had a lovely DM from Kremer asking if someone could fill in for the Gamescom Asia Challenge.
Who is Kremer, Tony?
He's a European UK caster, mainly for Counter-Strike from memory. I believe he does like Fortnite and Valorant here or there. But of course, one of my fellow casters, he reached out in a Discord and was like, "Hey, does anyone want to fill in for this event?" I was like, "I'm awake. Why not?" So I sent him a DM back.
Not really a positive thing, Tony. Oh yeah, I'm just awake at 3. I may as well.
Yeah. Oh no, it was like 12. He said the thing at like 12 my time. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'm in. And then give me specifics. So he gave me specifics, and then I hopped on. I casted, I believe, the opening 2 best of 3s with MJ. Unfortunately, MJ was a little bit sick, so he wasn't able to make the second series. So I was like, well, I need someone to cast with me. Who's awake right now? Joe, currently in bed. It's about like, what was it, like 12?
It's like 12:15 in the morning. I
Joe,
literally just
in
got playing New World with Reese as well, and I'm just like, all right, I'm buggered. I'm going to bed. I get into bed, open up my phone, and Tony's just literally messaged Matt and I, and he's like, I need one of you now. And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, I'll do it.
So, the first best of 3 runs fine. It runs smoothly. There's no tech issues, no nothing. Very good game. We get into the second best of 3. Joe hops in call. We get it all fixed up for production, and there's technical issues. The server crashes about 2 or 3 times. We wait like 20-30.
I miss Guam.
It's like Guam vibes, basically. But shorter. We waste like 30 minutes, and then we finally get in the game. We cast it. Everyone firm handshakes. We're done for the evening. I get a DM asking, can I fill in again? And this time it's 3 best of 3s, 1 best of 5. Map advantage.
Oh damn.
So I get pinged by Kremer, a lovely guy, and he goes, "Hey, it's from 3 a.m. UK time till about 4 in the afternoon UK time." So I do the conversions. It's about 2 p.m. to ass piss in the morning, like 3 a.m. Like
it's like 1 or 2 in the morning.
1 or 2 in the morning. But so I hop on. I get on my computer about like 1:30. And we get everything sorted. We get into the first best of 3. And the servers are just not having a great day. There's been a recent update. The CS servers are just not doing well. We get 8-0 into the first game. This team, I think it was Checkmate. Checkmate absolutely rolling this first game. Then the server crashes. And then the server crashes again. The server crashes again. Server crashes again. We're at like an hour pause. We get back into the game. And the server crashes again. And again.
In what timeline do we actually have this type of shit happen regularly, though? You know it's bad when LPL is doing better.
It gets better.
Yeah. Shout out to Wanda. I love you keeping the servers up and running, buddy, but Monday night, shit's gonna change.
We've done we've done all the pre-game, we've done all the analytical work you can ever think of to look at this best of 3. We go, oh yeah, this play is good, this play is bad, like the series, the maps, you know, everything. We go through it all. We finally get into the first best of 3, 2 hours behind schedule. We get through the first best of 3, and it's fine. It runs, I think, pretty well. All sounds smooth. The second series goes all sounds smooth. We get to our third best of 3, and it goes down to the wire. Oh, sorry, no, second best of 3. It goes down to the wire, and all 3 maps are played out. As the finish of the third map in this second best of 3 happens, our poor production guy, shout out to Retro, again, what a champion. He's fallen asleep as we've finished off the third map of the second series. And we finish casting, we go, we do the regular wrap up, and, you know, as our production guy, you know, prompted to throw to break. But we don't go to break. We go out of the server into the guy's inventory. I go and get a drink, I come back, and, you know, like 10 minutes have passed, I watched like a YouTube video while I was waiting. And we haven't heard from our production guy. Me and the other co-caster are sitting in this call muted. He pings me, he's like, is our production guy asleep? And I'm like, yeah, I think he might be. Because we're looking at his inventory. We're not looking at it, like, the whole graphic. We're not looking at anything. The poor man. So I have to give some context too. Retro had gotten up at about like 2 a.m. their time. He only went to sleep at like 8 p.m. So his schedule was fucked. Like he was absolutely tired. You could hear him yawning throughout the broadcast, like in our ears. I was like, oh, this man's going through it. So he falls asleep. We're looking at his inventory for a good 40 minutes. Me and the other co-caster leave the call. I go to tell Joe what's just happened, and the guy, the admin, my co-caster, luckily he knows Russian, and like he...
Sorry to interrupt, that was probably the highlight of the whole thing, because I'm just sitting here in a call by myself, I'm chilling, Tony comes in pissing himself, and I'm just like, what's going on? He's like, our production guy's falling asleep, and I'm just pissing myself as well. We look at the chat, they're talking in Russian, and I think the Russian translate, what was it again?
Oh, wait, I got it. Hold on, let me pull it up. I love it. This is my favorite part about this conversation was luckily my co-caster knows a bit of Russian, so he talks to the guy in Russian, and I think it's, we cannot go live. We are paused forever. We cannot go live. Or something along those, loosely translated.
It's like Pearl Harbor scenes. Tora, we're in danger. It's just that.
Hold up,
You're
I'll
looking
find
at this
it.
as well. I remember it was Houdini. He's just like, can someone make a new stream? Kremer's just responding saying, I don't have assets or a good internet connection. He's like,
nobody has access to fire up the stream. Luckily, Houdini, you don't even hear it on stream. It's pretty funny. Like I heard it as I was going live into the map. Houdini gets into the call with Retro asleep and goes, hey mate, are you awake? Or something along those lines. And you just hear Retro snap awake like that. And all of a sudden, the production's back. We're good to go. We get pinged to go back into the Discord, and we cast that next best of 3.
Honestly, if there's a story that you need to just put up, that is it.
Story time with Chip Tat Tony. Powered by Bear Coffee.
I remember the night before as well. The night before that. I'll let you finish, Tony, and then we'll talk about the night before, because there's some shit that we had to say to Phil, and I don't know how I felt about it.
Oh, yeah. So I found the Russian translation. It's, the pause will last forever. We cannot contact him. That's it. That's the whole sentence right there. And I just, like, I Google Translated because I wanted to know what he was saying to him. And that's all I read. And I was like, there's no way.
This cannot be happening right now.
They called him like 5 times. The poor man just conked
out
out his
cold,
computer.
He was a really good bloke, by the way. Like, the night before,
Oh,
when
yeah.
I jumped into the call at 12:15, I was absolutely maggoted. Like, I was half asleep. I was sitting there with Tony, and he's just like, hey, welcome on such short notice. I'm like, yeah, good, thanks. And it's like, I think Tony and myself had there was like a 25-minute pause. We were talking about the real estate on Nuke for about 25 minutes, trying to fill time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Nuke,
we had to fill. There was like
basically, we were
technical
trying to make some
pauses.
points. So Nuke is a map, really good, but the outside of Nuke is a bunch of free land.
There's
And on
car
top of that,
park.
there's also a
There's a
local
whole
farm
car
next
park.
to it.
Yeah, free
So we
real estate.
basically had to point out there's free real estate. We didn't know why there's a farm next to a nuclear power plant. I don't know whose idea was this. But
Springfield.
To grow extra carrots. So they're really big.
yeah, and also
Yeah,
you
of course.
take the
like
people as they come through the door.
those big pigs, steroid pigs, like for Family Guy.
Oink.
Yeah, there was so much. Dude,
Moral
the
of the
poor.
story: get sleep, and also don't host events on the opposite side of the world if you're
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
UK
because this was
and you're trying to host
Mongolian
something.
Counter Strike.
This was Mongolia, by the way.
Wow.
And they're
Yeah,
in the
this is all
UK.
Mongolian
I don't know
Counter
who-
Strike.
I don't know whose idea it was to do this, but like
I don't.
money.
Money. Yes. No, I think
Russia.
the guys running it as well. Props to Houdini. Props to all the ePols gaming stuff. Because they handled it well despite all the technical issues that were happening.
But anyway, we've had a good time. And it's been fun. We've had a nice discussion again. I'd like to just say this again regarding all this, the claims, sexual harassment, all the stuff like that. There are people to help. We're going to put all evaluate what we said before. There's going to be links in the description for anybody who is having those problems or us people to speak to as well. Everything's going to be down in the description. Again, thank you to you three again for joining. Just like to say RIP to Kix as well. Really good individual.
Gonna be missed.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a big loss for the scene, but this has been Bring the Heat, guys, episode number 2. Again, make sure you check out all of their social links in the description for all 4 of us, as well as subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on Spotify, do the basic stuff, it does support us as well. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
See ya.